There is a new can't miss crime drama show streaming now on Paramount Plus with a dream team all-star cast. It's called Mobland, and I am beyond excited to be joined by two of the stars, Joanne Froggatt and Lara Pulver. Good to see you. Good morning.
Oh, good morning,
Good
Jeremy.
morning.
It really is an honor to speak to both of you. If I could live in England, I would. I'm jealous of your accents already. I wish I could do it.
We can teach you.
All right, I'm teachable. This show is so great. I've got to see like the first three episodes. I'm curious. It's a Guy Ritchie project, and it
Mm.
feels like, especially that first episode, it feels like Guy Ritchie. With him attached, what were some of the other aspects that really drew you to this project?
Well,
Wow.
yeah, there was Helen, Pierce, and Tom
Mhm.
under
Guy
the umbrella of
Ritchie,
Guy, with Des Butterworth writing the scripts.
created by Ronan Bennett.
Yeah, it was a nice cocktail.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. You know, when your agent calls and says, "There's this project, there's these names attached," I was kind of like, just yes,
Also,
please.
I think as two women growing up in this industry, Helen Mirren is so iconic.
Mm.
And both of us have said that if someone had ever said to us, like, what would you like your career trajectory to be as an actress? Helen Mirren.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. And what I love
Absolutely.
too is I would like for you to tell our viewers about your characters and how they kind of intertwine with this family dynamic with the crime, the drama, the fixer. It's very fun how it's intermixed and you play two very strong female characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I played Bella Harrigan, who is the daughter-in-law of Maeve and Conrad Harrigan, played by Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. I have a very complex, dark relationship with my own father, and have married quite young into this Harrigan family, almost running away from that situation, and I've run headfirst into probably the most chaotic, unhinged dynasty known as the Harrigans. Um, my son, at the very beginning of the show, ends up in a bit of a tricky situation, which creates a war between the Harrigan family and the Stevensons, and which is what kind of then catalyst is the catalyst for the entire series, really, the
Mm.
first series.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I play Jan D'Souza, who's married to Harry D'Souza, played by Tom Hardy. And Harry is the very loyal fixer for the Harrigans, headed by Conrad and Maeve, Pierce
Mm.
and Helen. So Jan is complicit for sure. Her and Harry have been together over 20 years. They have a teenage daughter. But she doesn't like to know the details of what Harry does for a living. She knows what he does, she knows who he is. But in every other aspect of Harry's life, he's feared and um, respected. I mean, Jan respects Harry, but she doesn't fear him. So he's very much top dog in most areas of his life. But when he comes home, him and Jan are absolute equals.
I was going to say that it feels like when watching, the women are kind of running the show. Like you see Tom Hardy's character and Pierce Brosnan's character, and they're these very strong. And again, you don't know who to trust, by the way.
Mm, mm.
But the women are really kind of running the show. Did you feel that way when you took on these characters? Like you had
Yeah.
strength to kind of carry the family.
Yeah, trust is a real issue in this show, that's for sure. But yeah, it's wonderful to have such smart, savvy female characters, and none is more so than Helen Mirren, who is almost like
Mm.
the master puppeteer of that Harrigan family. It's almost like a Lady Macbeth, which is wonderful to see, and to see then the men carry out her bidding almost. Um, yeah, it's been really delicious to go and play in that world, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And as you say, I think all the female characters are equal to the men. And the first day Tom and I filmed together, we'd not met. And so we had to get our heads together and quickly brainstorm how to make these characters believable as a couple, and what he was thinking about playing Harry and what my thoughts were on playing Jan, and how those two characters are going to relate. And Tom said something brilliant to me in that he said, you know, Harry's a really powerful man. The woman he's with would be equally as powerful, if not more powerful. And I was like, yes, I like this train of thought, Mr. Hardy. Yep, let's run with that.
I do too, and you can tell. You can really tell
Yeah.
the dynamic of being that married couple. Okay, one final question. You mentioned something earlier that I was going to ask anyway, because I'm not an actor. I've not been on a TV set, a movie set. You're both acclaimed. You've done a million projects. As actresses, when you get on set, you're on set with Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Tom Hardy. A, do you ever get nervous? And B, do you ever be like, pinch myself, I can't believe I'm here?
think we feel hugely privileged to be part of that ensemble.
Absolutely.
It's a lovely place to go to work.
Yeah.
And what's even more amazing is that Piers and Helen are just everything you would hope they would be. I mean, they not only have an extraordinary work ethic and talent and everything else, but they are so fun to be around as two people. Tom's hugely charismatic. He's an executive producer on this show, which he's taken really seriously and been a great kind of leader in a way for us all. I think we've all felt quite lucky to go to work.
It's just brilliant. You just go to work kind of going, oh, this is great. You kind of look around on occasion and go, so much fun. But I think that the lovely thing about, you know, Tom, Piers and Helen is once you kind of like you know, drop beneath the surface and you just start working together, you're just all on the team, you know, and you're just all, you know, you're just all together in it together and working it out and having a great time doing it. So,
and I can imagine, you know, it's a very heavy subject. You know, it's dark. There's some, you know, guns involved and whatnot. But I can imagine it was a fun set though to work on.
Yeah. I think getting that balance of, yes, it's a violent, dangerous world, but it's also electrifying and funny, and it's got to have a kind of a bit of a twinkle to it because it needs that balance, it needs that humanity. And I think what's so interesting in this world is that some are led by ego and power and money, and then you've got these women that are asking people to be more connected, more humane, but then also they're so conflicted because then they also get pulled in by the trappings of the world in which they operate, and so it's kind of like it's that gray kind of messy stuff that goes on in life.
Well, I thank you both for your time. You were both lovely. The show is fantastic. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Like you said, you don't know who to trust. So I thank you so much for your time. Joanne, Lara, you can catch new episodes of Mobland Sunday nights on Paramount Plus.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.